Okay, so please forgive my printer in the background. Still gotta get work done. Still gotta record these videos for y'all. Today I'm gonna talk about picking a printer. The reason I want to talk about this is because I recently was in a dilemma where I'm like, shit, I think I need another printer. Before I converted my 1430 to DTF, I used to switch back and forth between sublimation and regular printing, and I was able to switch the carts. But being as though DTF is a much thicker ink, I just rather not mix the two, and I don't want to mess up my DTF prints. I don't want to mess up inkjet prints. On this printer, I'm doing stickers, so that is strictly for labels and stickers. But anyway, back to the video on how to pick a printer for your t-shirt business. My first point is your intentions. What are your intentions with your t-shirt business? Is it to start your own brand? Is it to like fill orders for people? Like, what are your intentions with your printer? Because that will decide what size printer you need, the printing capabilities, whether or not you can switch out the inks, things like that. You do want to consider those. When I say switch out the inks, I mean whether you get an eco tank or you get something where you can buy a CISS system. I usually use printers where I can buy a CISS system. That's my preference because I print different things in different ways, but I like that flexibility. Second, you want to do your research before you buy your printer. The reason I say do research is you want to make sure that there's resources as far as how to fix certain things, where you can get certain parts, how many videos on YouTube can you find of that printer, just in case things go wrong. I recently had my capping station break on my 1430. Not many YouTube videos on that, so I might end up doing that. However, when I picked my 1430, there was a lot of information on that, on this printer before I converted it to DTF. So I'm like, oh, I'm gonna rock out with this one. I love its versatility. I like how I can print on large paper up to 13 inches, I believe this prints. I love that I can switch the carts out if I choose to. However, I don't anymore because of the DTF ink. I don't want to mix the two. So I ended up buying the 7210. So I found the 7210 online for, I found two of them actually. I found one for $100 and one for $20. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm getting both, because once I do my research, I see that it's a $600 printer. It's no longer being made. So I'm like, push come to shove, I can't fix one. I'll break it down and sell the parts from it, because obviously it's in high demand. It is a wide format printer. These are the things you want to look out for as far as starting your t-shirt business. Parts, resources, size it could print. I personally would tell you to start with a wide format printer, because the versatility is priceless. With the ones that print like letter size and maybe A4 size paper, they're cool if you're doing like stickers and labels and things like that. You can get away with that if you don't plan on doing like 11-inch designs, well, 12 to 13-inch designs, or 15-inch designs. If you don't plan on doing that, you don't need a wide format printer. My next point, your budget. Your budget, as far as picking your printer, what can you realistically spend? You don't want to go out, if this is your first time doing t-shirts and you're trying it out, don't go out and buy a Uninet printer. Like, one, you really don't know how to work it. I mean, to each his own, do what you want to do. However, $3 to $5K for a printer, and this is your first time ever printing, like, yeah, it might make sense in the long run when you do figure it out and things like that, but I think starting with something that you find on eBay or online, even if you start with, like I said, the smaller printer, cool, because at least that's, you know, that's your practice. That's where you mess up. That's where you learn different things. It's like buying your first car. You never want to buy your first car as a brand new car, at least in my experience. I've been learned how to do an oil change, how to do everything on a squatter. So it's like, I'd rather have the experience of learning from things breaking than having something new and there's no type of resource and I gotta reach out to a technician in order to fix it. I just rather learn from my mistakes than pay for a lot of mistakes. And in this business, a lot of things can go wrong with these machines, and you want to be able to fix it. You want to be able to diagnose it and see what's really going on. So starting with a real expensive printer, to me, just doesn't, I don't think it's necessary, because there's so many things you can do with a regular printer. And then obviously scale up to like a Uninet if you do choose to. My next point, your space. If you do choose to buy like a big ass printer, you want to have the space for it. You want to have the ventilation. If you're doing it in your bedroom, that's cool. Obviously you want a printer that's going to fit in your bedroom. If you're doing it in a shop as myself, sure, I have space. However, I don't like a lot of things crowding my space. This printer being on this desk is enough for me to low-key lose my mind because it's just in my space. But I got DTF going over here and I want everything close by for the DTF, whereas though this is just my inkjet and I can sit here and add paper or whatever I need to do to it. So it works out in the long run. Okay, so my 2 cents on how to pick a printer for your t-shirt business is pick something that makes sense for you as far as space, budget, capabilities, versatility, resources. That's basically the 5 points that I was trying to make in this video. I'm not sure if they came out clear enough, but you want to make sure you have enough resources that if something do break, you can fix it. Something with support. I personally would never tell you to buy any other printer besides Epson. I'm very biased as far as home-based businesses. Epson is just, it's my top. I just like them. So your resources, you got your space. If you have a studio, yeah, you might can invest in those different things, but I'm running my DTF and my inkjet in the studio and it works fine for me. My customers like their items. So I haven't had any trouble, and I do not have those big printers. I do have a big vinyl cutter, but ever since I started DTF, I don't really use it. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really use my vinyl anymore. But it's only been about 3 weeks. I'm sure I'll tap back into it. Make sure your budget is straight. A realistic budget to start with. I got this printer for $20 and I fixed it. So I don't want to say like, yeah, you need this realistically to start your t-shirt business, because honestly, if you got finesse, you can get started for low, honestly. Right now my equipment retail value is well over $1,500, well over that probably, but I didn't spend $1,500 on any of my equipment at all. But yeah, those are my 2 cents on how to pick a printer. Good luck in your journey. If you got any questions, just let me know. Like I said, I'm working off the 7210 and I'm working off a 1430. So if you got any questions about those 2 printers, just ask me and I'll try to help you as much as possible.